So just last week, 2K flew me out to London and we all took the Eurostar together to Paris to play Topspin 2K25. I have my honest thoughts on the game for you guys right here today. And yeah, shout out to 2K for bringing me on the ride. I was there with quite a few other content creators like Bateson, Shauna, TikTokers like Musa and Leighton White. And we had a blast. You know, the Eurostar, I'd never been on it. I've never been in Paris. To be honest, not that impressed with Paris itself, but I didn't really go to the touristy spots, obviously. The part where we were at, where the event was at, was actually nice, and we got to do some real life tennis as well. We were out in the tennis courts, and my knee held up pretty well. I did some good shots. I was hitting some great serves and some good returns on the tennis court there, and we had a blast with that, and we kind of had some food and stuff, and before we headed in and played the game. Topspin is a franchise that hasn't been around for a very long time, so the return of this game is a pretty big deal. So there's a lot of kind of expectations and weight on 2K's shoulders here, I think. And yeah, before we get into what I actually think about the game, we do have the cover art for you guys for all three editions, for the standard edition, the deluxe edition, and the Grand Slam edition. The standard edition will be launching Friday, April 26th, so next month. This game is actually coming out pretty soon. They did a good job to keep this under wraps. Usually games leak far before their release date, so that's great news. And the deluxe and Grand Slam will be coming out 3 days before that in early access for the more expensive editions, of course, on April 23rd. So it is coming to new consoles and old consoles, so PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. That is a little bit disappointing to me, to be honest, the fact that it's not coming out on just solely next gen consoles, because I do find like games that release on both, they're never quite as powerful or as great as they could be in terms of visuals and performance and stuff like that. But I'm sure it's not going to be too big of a difference anyway. So let's get into talking about the game, and I'll have some gameplay on the screen for you guys. It's all of my own footage. None of it is B-roll or anything. This is all recorded by myself. 2K had the recording device and an SD card for me to take home as well, so it was absolutely ideal. Shout out to 2K for bringing me on this journey. Let's get in and talk about the game itself. So a lot of the desks in there had like 2 controllers, and you could play with someone if you wanted. I did play with people, but just a little bit later. I started by myself to get used to the game. You actually start with a little tutorial with John McEnroe called Topspin Academy, where he's basically nice and supportive and helps you get better at the game. It's not the John McEnroe that's breaking rackets on the court or anything like that. He's really nice, he's supportive, he's great, and he just kind of gives you tips. It's basically a tutorial, but it's just with John McEnroe called Topspin Academy. And yeah, once I got used to it and was ready for a match, I hopped in, and in this preview build, I had the option of choosing between 10 pros and 5 venues. The 10 pros were Roger Federer, of course, who you would have seen on the cover art, Carlos Alcaraz, Francis Tiafoe, John McEnroe, and Andre Agassi. As you can see, I transformed into Andre Agassi at the event as well. Let me know if you think it suits me, guys. I mean, I think I could pull it off. Dye my hair blonde, get it really long. I already have quite a bit of length here. I just need to grow it even more. But they also had 5 female pros. Serena Williams, who you also saw on the cover art. Iga Swiatek. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I think I'm saying it somewhere near to correct. I could be completely wrong. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. They had Steffi Graf, Emma Raducanu, and Coco Gauff. So a nice mix of male and female players, and past and present as well, because they obviously had the classic players like McEnroe and Agassi in their old school form. Now, this isn't to say this is the full roster by any means as well. They will be unveiling new players as we get closer to that release date in April. This was just the selection that we had available to us, and we also had access to the venues. There was 5 venues. There was the Indian Wells Tennis Garden, seen as that was the event on at the time, but also the 4 major venues: Wimbledon Center Court, Roland Garros Court Philippe Chatrier, US Open Arthur Ashe Stadium, and the Australian Open Rod Laver Arena. There will be additional venues to be unveiled in the future, but I didn't have access to them. I think they were actually in the build, like they were locked. I could have seen what they were, but I can't tell you guys, even if I did, but I actually didn't see what any of the other ones were anyway. So after choosing a 1v1, we were ready for gameplay. I decided to play as Federer versus Alcaraz at Wimbledon. They have the walkouts and all that, as you'll see. And to be honest, right off the rip, I wasn't like massively impressed by the graphics or the character models. I mean, sometimes the character models do look great, and there's certain ones that look better than others. But there's something about it that just feels a little off. It was kind of when they're making their walkout, especially the way like the clothes would move in different scenes was just a little bit weird. But when you're on the court actually playing, it looks great. And yeah, you'll see that right now as we start the rally and stuff. I decided to do this first match on normal difficulty. I didn't want to make it too easy to start off. I wanted to kind of just be forced to get better, if you know what I mean. Because I feel like when I start on a really easy difficulty in these games, I think I'm doing great and I think I'm getting better. And when I turn it up, I'm just completely clueless as to why I'm getting like battered. So I'd rather just start on normal and be forced to get good to win. And that is pretty much what happened. As you can see in this match here, I really struggled with the timing. The thing that kind of threw me off right off the rip is if you don't hold a button early enough, the game will just start your timing for you. So the timing, you'll see like the little timing thing that they have now in Topspin 2K25. It goes up and you have to get it in the green basically. But that little lever or whatever you want to call it will start before you've even pressed a button. So I'm just not ready at all, especially if I'm far away from the ball or trying to put the ball to the opposite direction of the way that I'm moving. But basically what I figured out is you have to start holding the button way earlier than you think. So as you're on your way to the ball, you have to start holding that button. And once you get used to it, it doesn't work every time. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's still quite difficult to manage. But once I got used to it, I definitely had some really great matches on normal, as you'll see a little bit later in the video. But yeah, I lost this first match to Alcaraz 3-1. We were doing a half set per game, pretty much. So second match I did was playing as Iga Swiatek versus Serena Williams. I thought Serena's character model actually in the game in particular looks great. We also lost this match in the second match I did, but you'll see here that I had a great ending to one of the games where we had an epic deuce with some great rallies, and this is where the game really does shine. These moments are really fun to play in. Throughout my whole time playing it for the 2 hours, I was playing by myself for maybe the first hour and 20 minutes or something, and then I played with a couple of the other guys. I played with Leighton White. He absolutely battered me. He was really good at the tennis game. And then I played against Arthur as well, one of the 2K guys, and I ended up beating him. He had a tough day at the office. He ended up losing most of his matches, I think, but we had a great match actually. So fair play to Arthur. He was a great guy, and he helped me get my my macarons as well. Shout out to him. So yeah, as I was talking about when I was getting better, that kind of started in this third game I did, which was Emma Raducanu versus Steph Graffi at the Australian Open. And you'll see here, this is where I really just started to hit my stride, got used to the timing a bit more, kind of just played out my game plan a little better. And I'll let some of that gameplay play out for you guys to see. If you don't want to see any kind of gameplay without commentary, you can skip to the next timestamp if you want to hear more of my further thoughts on the game. But I thought some people might want to see some raw gameplay without any commentary. So I'm going to let the rest of this set between Emma Raducanu and Steph Graffi play out, so you guys can kind of just see the gameplay in its entirety.
Out. 40 love. 14-15. Fourteen, 13. Fault. Juice. Advantage. Graffi. Out. Juice. Advantage. Graffi. Out. Juice. Advantage. Graffi. Juice. Advantage. Graffi. Juice. Out. Advantage. Raducanu. Out. Game. Raducanu. Raducanu leads 1 to love. First set. 15 all. Thirteen, 15. Fault. 13 all. Deuce. Advantage, Raducanu. Game, Raducanu. Raducanu leads 2 games to love. Love, 15. Love, 30. Fault. Love, 40. Fault. Game set match. Raducanu. 1 set to love. 3 love.
So yeah, we demolished Steph Graffi, and after that I decided to do a little match of the classics, John McEnroe versus Agassi. Now I was playing as Johnny Boy and we quickly dispatched of poor Agassi, as you'll see here. I started to get much better at actually playing the net and getting much more variety into my game in this one. I'm a slow learner, it's true, but I learn. Thank you for all your many lessons, Lord Baelish. But yeah, I mean, this is where I really started to kind of get better at normal. And I think once I get my hands on the game, I think I'll be off of normal fairly quickly and up to hard. I think they said there's 7 difficulty levels. I think there was maybe 3 or something in the last top spin, or 5, but there's definitely more anyway difficulty levels in this one, is what I was told, than the previous ones. I'll try to get the exact numbers for you guys if you are interested. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely very excited to get into this and try it on, and try get really good at topspin, because I think playing it on hard is going to be where it's going to get really fun. But yeah, last but not least, I went back to Wimbledon to try and win as Federer once more, playing against Francis Tiafoe. So I'm going to talk you guys through this match, the last match, and kind of just do a little bit of a post commentary on this one. So as you can see, Tiafoe gets the first serve here, and we get that perfect timing right off the rip. It's so satisfying when you get the perfect timing. But that's one of those moments there that I'm talking about, where I am kind of trying to already hold a button, but I walk away from it by accident. But yeah, I got much better at the timing towards the end here, and Tiafoe takes an early lead, gets to 30 love right off the rip, which is not ideal for us, but we're looking for a comeback, you know? We've won the last 2 matches that I played 3-0, so the fact that we were so dominant in those last 2 matches, we got to be winning as one of the goats of tennis here, Roger Federer, and there, that perfect timing gets us right back into it. That was a beautiful play, and you'll see here throughout this game that I start getting much better strategically at the old tennis game. I don't leave myself in no man's land nearly as much. I start playing the net better. Mainly in that Agassi game, the game with McEnroe against Agassi, I started playing the net quite a lot, I feel like. But yeah, here it was just getting much better at the timing, and you'll see that even with every different shot type, the timing is slightly different. There, you'll see that was too late. That was already moving as I was getting to it. Same with that one. So that's where it does get a little bit like off-putting. But there you go, we hit it. Even though that one was too late, it wasn't too far out, so it was actually a pretty good shot in the end. And we got a break point against Tiafoe here with a perfect return. We're trying to finish him off here and get the break point early. Because if you can get a break point early, if it's only up to 3, you know, like it's a big momentum builder here. And bang, and bang, the perfect timings just keep rolling there. And we get to the net, and we play it beautifully, and we get the break. And that is 1-0 Roger Federer. But yeah, I think playing against actual people as well, playing online and stuff, is going to get you so much better at this game, because these online players will have such different play styles and will kind of force you to do stuff out of your comfort zone. And that is something that I learned when I was playing that game against Leighton. Like, he was just hitting some amazing serves and really dominating the court pretty much. And the only thing about playing like local co-op is one of the players has to be the far away player, and it's so much more difficult to play when you're controlling a guy from where Tiafoe is now. So you kind of can switch the camera, but it wouldn't work every time. So the person at the bottom would have a huge advantage a lot of the time. But there you can see it. Roger Federer, foul serve there. And second serve incoming. Now, the serving is something I really got better a lot when I started playing with the others, because I was learning how they were doing their great serves, and that was a beautiful point there to get to 40-15. My serving, I was kind of just doing a flat serve with not that much power, but I started learning the advanced serves and stuff from Remy, one of the game directors. He was doing like these advanced serves with the analogs and stuff. That's something that I learned a little bit later, because in the tutorial we didn't have access to the advanced controls. So what you're seeing now is me with only the knowledge of the basic controls. So once I get used to like the advanced stuff as well, I feel like that will make a huge difference to how good you are at the game and how much different kind of things you can do with it. So yeah, as I said, in this build we didn't really get access to all of that, but there you go, we go 2-0 up against Tiafoe, and again we're starting to dominate this. Roger Federer is showing his class here. But yeah, I think I got a little bit too good for normal towards the end, but once I actually started playing against the other players, that's when I got the really tough matches. Me and Arthur had a great one that I ended up winning towards the end. But there you go. You can kind of play the I didn't actually know how to play the drop shot either. That is one of the advanced shots as well. So I think it's like or1 or or2 and square was that or something. But yeah, I probably should have realized that myself from just kind of exploring the controls. But the lob shots and stuff is something I used a lot more as well against the actual players, because they don't really rush the net as much. The AI, at least on normal, they don't really rush the net that much at all. What are you doing? I was running away from the ball. Roger, please. But 30-15. Only a couple points needed to win this thing against Francis Tiafoe. And now it's going to be match point to win Wimbledon. Roger Federer. He gets 2 match points here. And that's an ace. That's an ace. I started moving the opposite way. Now we only have 1. Did you hear that, lady? Woo! That's hilarious. All right, let's see if Tiafoe can take it to deuce, or are we going to win it here and now? It's looking a little bit dodgy for us. It's going to be going to deuce. Francis Tiafoe is not going down without a fight here. That's advantage, Federer. Beautifully played from Roger Federer. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. It is. Game, set, and match. Federer.
Game, set, and match. Federer.
There you go.
3-love.
There you go, my friends. That is Topspin 2K25. I hope you guys enjoyed the first look at the gameplay and my thoughts here. I will say Topspin 2K25, like, despite not being wholly impressed in some areas, I think that this game is gonna be fun as hell. That is the main thing about it. Like, I realized that, like, playing throughout, I was never kind of there. I was like, oh, I've had enough of this. And I was playing it for like 2 hours, especially playing with people, like, just the absolute... I think the online is gonna be really, really fun in Topspin. Maybe even just playing with friends when they're over at your house and stuff. Just the minute-to-minute gameplay in this is really, really fun, especially when you're playing against someone at a similar skill level. If you're playing someone that's way better than you at the game, it's probably not going to be quite as fun, but playing against people that are a similar skill level to you is going to be great. I hope they have some kind of ranked system. I don't know all of the details of the game yet. We'll be getting more, and I'll be covering more on this game as we get closer to launch as well. Let me know if you want to see like a full career mode, a full series, some online stuff on Topspin. I'm down to do it all because I think I'm invested in this game. I think I definitely want to kind of play this game quite a lot. Now, obviously, golf has been my main thing for quite a while, but I want to get a little bit of variety in there, especially until the new golf game comes out, until we get some new updates and stuff like that. I want to have a little bit more variety on the channel. I feel like it's just been all golf the last little while, and I don't want to burn myself out on that. So I think tennis is going to be a really good one to have in here and kind of just mix it up a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video regardless. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look at Topspin 2K25, and yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Only just over a month to wait until Topspin 2K25 comes out, and I'm sure I'll have some videos for you guys before then. See you next time. Peace out.